My
So
cousin got a
D&D.
turtle stuck in his ass. Oh, okay.
What a way to start a show. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to another late night take 3. We're back. We've kind of been all over the place the past week because the Schmodown's been doing live things on Friday, and we just don't want to go up against them. But we're back, and I decided for the first one back to do Kevin Smith movies. And we've got Rachel here. I think she knows a little bit about Kevin Smith. Rachel, how's it going?
Oh, I'm alive. I thought this was starting at 6, and lo and behold, an hour earlier, so a little rushed, but I'm calming down, and I get to talk about one of my favorite people in the universe, in all of history, so I can't be upset. So, and I get to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a while, so
Yeah.
Hi.
And it's been a while since you last seen one take 3, but we've got Doug here. Doug, how's it going?
I think my last episode was a Rankum episode. No, it's been a while. Work and a bunch of other stuff. Thank you. I'm hoping to get some stuff rolling. It's just life.
It finds a way.
And last but not least, we got Matt Kearns. Matt, how's it going?
Hi, you guys see way too much of me because I have no fucking life. I'm here. I'm excited to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is Kevin Smith. I have all my various DVDs and Blu-rays. I also have my Mallrat shirt, Attack of the Killer Mallrats. I'm very excited. I love Kevin. I got to see him in February live, not in my town, but close by. So, yeah, and I also got to speak with him once on Skype because of Screen Junkies. But sadly, that video was ruined forever because of an asshole. So
No. Assholes are important and vital to life. And he is not.
Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. That video got ruined by a McDonald's French fry that got stuck at the bottom of your car?
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair.
But regardless, before we get into the main topic, Kevin Smith, we're going to go over various news that popped up over the last few weeks. And the first one I'm going to bring up is was a trailer for a second season of a TV show called The Mandalorian. It looks really dope. I'm going to start with Doug. Doug, what do you think of The Mandalorian trailer?
Give me all the Baby Yoda in the world. I don't care. Don't care. I want him to use Jedi powers. When he went away into the little thing and shut himself off was like danger, Will Robinson all over again. Boom. Give me more of it.
I love Matt LeBlanc movies.
Yikes. No, I'm genuinely excited for it. It blew up super quick. Regardless of everything going on outside of the show looks fantastic, and I'm super excited for the second season.
Yeah. Rachel, what did you think of the Mandalorian trailer?
I haven't watched it yet. I am very. There are a lot of things that I don't really care about that I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. Like, I don't care if you ruin it for me. I'm still going to watch it. But like, for some reason, season 2 of The Mandalorian, I'm holding very close to my heart. I did see the gif of a Yoda, like, piecing the fuck out. And sorry, can we swear?
Fucking
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure because I make sailors blush and embarrassed. So I literally saw that one gif of like Yoda just being like, peace out, motherfuckers, and like closing it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me 100% right now. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be in my little bubble. Like, so happy that like so many people were acting stupid and it just made my day. But like everything going on with Gina, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be too invested right now because Disney hasn't come out and spoken out against it, and then that makes me a little upset. So I'm kind of like, can you guys just get your shit together so I can love this even more and not like have that asterisk next to my love for this. So I mean, it's going to be amazing, and everything that I've heard about it is fantastic. I'll probably watch it next week because I can't hold back because I have no self-control.
You can't. Oh, you mean the trailer? Because I was like, the show's not out until the end of October. So
no, that's yeah. I'll probably give in next week because I'm weak.
No, Rachel just gets all the super secret early screenings.
I already have the season 2 on. It's
She has
fine. It's in the
season
middle.
4, actually. She has all the way up to season 4.
I'm consulting on 5. It's no big deal.
That's awesome.
Do you know how badly Mark Riley would slit my throat? Out of anger and jealousy, and just be like, I'm going to be you now. And I would support him in that.
But Matt, have you seen The Mandalorian season
First
2
off,
trailer?
I think Rachel's been spending too much time in professional YouTube channels that she had to ask if she could curse here. We've been on the air for like almost 4 years. We still haven't hit 1K. Who the fuck cares what we do? By the way, guys, 4-year anniversary. Wasn't that stream amazing? So great. It's like it never happened.
You missed so much stuff, guys. If you didn't tune in.
Arnold, Vin Diesel, Kermit, they were all drunk as fuck, and that's why we love it. Hell, they might show up tonight. Who knows? They might be big Kevin Smith fans. I think Arnold and Stallone are.
I'm a big Kermit fan. Just a heads up.
Wait, Malcolm, do we have time? Could we introduce them?
I mean, if you want to.
I'll go get him.
I would love to meet Kermit.
Awake. Just give me a
Oh
second.
my god. I don't give a fuck if he's awake or not. Wake his ass up. That is an amphibian that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Well, what the fuck? Vinny, no one wants to fucking speak to you. Hey, why don't you go fuck yourself, all right? You piece of shit. I'm going back to sleep. Yeah, fuck you. Kermit, Rachel's on. She's a really big fan of yours, so if you could just splash yourself with some water. Yeah, dumb fuck. Wake up. Oh, hey, it's Kermit the Frog. Hi, it's Rachel. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Kermit.
I'm sorry. That's just the cocaine hitting in
You can't get that Bolivian stuff. You gotta go just straight Colombian. How many times have I told you?
I got a show on Disney Plus, so I have money now. Yay! But I'm still shagging it with Vinny because I've made some bad deals. But it's okay! Yay! We're back! Yay! Check out my show on Disney Plus so it doesn't get canceled like the last one. Yay! I'm gonna go drink some Miller Lights now.
Okay, just Kermit, can you tell me before you leave? Are you gonna make any more movies with Jason Segel? Because I would really love that.
What's he? No, not he wasn't the gay one. That's the other one. Nope, that's another gay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Amy Adams has a restraining order against me, so she might not be in the movie. But hey,
that's okay. I just want you and Jason Segel.
Is it man or Muppet? Well, the courts ruled it was both in the restraining order. Oh, it's so nice having them back on the show, isn't it?
Kermit sounds like he's going through a lot.
God damn it!
I wonder if Kermit's gonna star in the Dracula movie that Jason Segel's finally gonna make.
Oh my god! Can I just tell you? As soon as I found out about that, I legit almost peed myself. I was so excited.
He'll star in anything you want him to.
I want it so bad.
Look at what he's doing on Disney Plus now. He'll do anything.
Yikes!
Yeah, that cocaine habit's no joke.
No.
But anyway, Matt, what did you think of the Mandalorian season 2 trailer?
Yeah, right. We had a,
that was
we had an actual show we were doing. Oh god, I love this. Mandalorian season 2. It was pretty good. I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. I wasn't as blown away by it as a lot of other people were. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, the greatest thing in the world!" I'm like, it's good. I've seen I probably list 5 trailers off the top of my head that were better, but I think it's more just it's cool to see that it's coming back. I'm definitely excited. Because I'm someone who I wasn't a fan of The Mandalorian when it started. The first episode, I thought the opening scene was incredible, and then the rest of the episode was fine. Episode 2, I thought was fine, and I was kind of done with it. I actually did not watch it until it had ran through, and then I caught up, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually awesome. Because that's just my life is. Of course, it starts getting really awesome when I stopped watching it. But I am excited. I mean, Baby Yoda is neither here nor there. I don't need to sit there and try to speculate on who the person in the hood is. We'll find out who it is. I'm just excited to see more of the Mandalorian character because he's Pedro Pascal and you know, and I forgot the name of the two actors who are also in the suit along with him because all three of them create that character, and he's a really interesting character in Star Wars, and I'm just fascinated to hopefully we learn a little bit more about his backstory. We get to see what goes into the training of the Mandalorian because like we don't really get that. And I mean, I'll say this. After watching the whole season of season 1, especially the Disney Gallery stuff, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they know what the hell they're doing, and that they should I will trust in them that they know what the hell they're doing with Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited to see more of Emily Swallow as the armorer. Like, such a badass character, and like she actually, like, I've met her numerous times, and she is like this very sweet. I mean, everybody's dainty next to me, but she's like very small and like very sweet and very caring, like as a human being. And so for her to play this, like, just this hard badass, like she's just so great and just kicks so much butt. I'm really excited to see more of her because she is a star, and I can't wait to see more of her.
Yeah, I know they also confirmed like all the directors for it. I can't remember, but I know there's Robert Rodriguez, Peyton Reed, John Favreau, I believe, is directing the episode this season as well.
Does that mean Junie and Kerman are going to be in Star Wars?
But
oh my god, Antonio Banderas better fucking be in Mandalorian season 2. Okay?
See, the Mandalorian's dad, who's actually alive.
As his character from Desperado, okay? And and Clooney. I would both of those I would like to see.
But would you to see Johnny Depp?
Fuck no.
I mean, we need Danny Trejo as Machete to pop up somewhere in the Mandalorian as well.
Didn't they do Machete in space? Makes sense.
Oh my gosh. They tried to. Did that ever get released? Because I remember that trailer, and it was amazing.
You know what didn't get made, though? Robert Rodriguez's Escape from New York, and it shouldn't. I love you, Robert, but leave the film.
But anyway, like, I love the season 2 trailer. It looks really awesome. Like, just all the shots that you see in it is great. I believe the woman in the hood is Sasha Banks.
Yeah, we know who she is, but everyone's like, who is she?
Oh, yeah.
Random new character. You ever think of that, guys?
Yes.
No, you can't have anything new in Star Wars.
I think it's Han Solo who traveled back in time to go into the future and got a sex change.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was throwing that out to sort of myself as I'm pretty sure that like
she is playing herself in Star Wars.
I mean, we all know WWE exists in space sometimes, but anyway.
Well, I mean, you have what's her face's character? You have her doing the little like fight in the bar, so I mean, WWE's not too far away from that.
But yeah, I mean, if the theory is true and she is playing Sabine, it would make sense in the big in this because it's around that Rebels timeline. I'm with you. I don't know for sure if
actually it's not around the Rebels timeline. Rebels took place in between Sith. This takes place years after Return of the Jedi.
Well, I mean, I missed it. I mean,
well, actually,
I haven't seen Rebels in ages, so yeah.
Malcolm, you do realize if you're gonna host a show and talk about Star Wars, you have to know every single minute detail, or else you just can't. I like when people say that.
I like speculating. because I know nothing about this storyline in this timeline.
Yeah.
Like it's everything. I think that's why I enjoy The Mandalorian so much, because I'm like, so many people like know the storyline and like know what's happening and like know the characters and like are speculating on who could get introduced, and I'm just sitting here like, it's a really good story. Like, just tell me a good story. Like, just introduce me to good characters, make it entertaining, make me laugh, show me Baby Yoda eating frogs and sipping tea, and I'm happy.
That was the thing that I'd like to. Oh, I'm sorry, Malcolm. Go.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones like if she is playing Sabine, it would make sense, but just because I like just seeing it in the hood, it does look like a live action version of that character. I don't necessarily think it is, but it's going to be interesting to find out, because I mean, there's also the thing gets going around which people have seen a certain jetpack on a Mandalorian. It's like, that's Boba Fett. I mean, it's like,
wait, am I the only one who thought that was jetpack in the spoilers in the last episode? So I honestly just assumed that was his. I was like, oh no, that is like I just
no. I mean, it's one of those ones like.
What Rachel said, I think that's the fun thing, and why post the sequel trilogy completing, which we don't need to get into, opinions on that are opinions, but I think what's great is The Mandalorian kind of is showing that like there still are great stories to be told in this universe that didn't have to end just because the Skywalker saga is done. There are still great stories, and also the fact that like it's great that we can have these conversations that they haven't revealed everything. Like, we don't know who Sasha Banks is. We know Michael Biehn is in this. We did not see any of Michael Biehn in this, which I'm fucking hyped for that. We got to see a little bit of Carl Weathers. Like, we're really just seeing mishmashes of stuff, and we don't know, and that makes me happy, which is so weird because a lot of times, like, I don't know, there's something about this speculation of this compared to, say, like, other speculations of other Star Wars things, because I feel like they actually know a plan.
Yeah.
There was another director that you forgot. Carl Weathers is actually directing an episode.
Are you fucking
and
that episode?
And Rick I butchered his name. No. Rick Femagia.
Rick Famuyiwa.
There you go. Thanks. I appreciate it. But really, Matt, if you're being serious, George Lucas said it was gonna be poetry, so it always has to come back to the same kind of story because you want that motif.
Don't get them started, because you know what George will do. All that George is gonna show up.
But anyway, before we get a George Lucas crash, we're going to go into another teaser which did come.
Kind of rhymes with the last.
I'm going to bring up this one. It's not confirmed that he's coming back to play Boba Fett.
There's no confirmation.
It's just said that he's going to be in the series, so like he could just be playing a lot of clones, or Captain Rex.
Or we could be playing some random person. What if he's an alien and we don't even know it's Tamara Morrison? Because he's New Zealand, he'll know.
I think you'd easily recognize Tamara Morrison's voice regardless. But anyway, there was another teaser that came out, which Matt may or may not have seen, because this will excite him. They showed the first sort of teaser trailer for a sequel to a Christmas movie starring Kurt Russell, revealing the Christmas. They did release the teaser of Christmas Chronicles 2, which also announced its release date, which is November 25th.
I'm so excited.
Matt, did you watch the Christmas Chronicles 2 teaser?
Yeah, everyone was tweeting about Mandalorian. I was the one motherfucker who tweeted about Christmas Chronicles 2. Okay, Kurt Russell as Badass Santa is back. Not only that, Goldie freaking Hawn is back as Badass Mrs. Claus. I don't know what the fuck the plot is because this is a very like small trailer. The little girl from the first one, she's in it. But there's this other kid, so I don't know what's going on here. But Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are like the cutest thing in Hollywood ever. So I will glad to watch them. I love Christmas Chronicles. It's great. I did not know there even was a sequel, so this was a surprise, and I look forward to watching this when it comes out. Because November 25th, that's the day before Thanksgiving here in the States. So that means my tradition is the day after Thanksgiving, I watch all Christmas movies all day. That's the beginning of my watch season. So that will, after I watch Christmas Vacation, which always has to be number 1, that might be number 2. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Mandalorian. Let's speculate about Christmas Chronicles.
I literally, just while you were talking, I was listening to you, but I also was watching the teaser trailer, and it's so happy right now.
There are a few things to make me happier in this world than Kurt Russell.
Not only Kurt Russell, but Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn together. Like, their relationship is like beyond like attainable real people goals. Like, the fact that they've been together for like 30 plus years, still aren't married, are still going stronger than ever. Like, take vacations and joke around together. Like, that video of them in Hawaii was like the cutest fucking thing in the entire world. And now they're like
dancing in quarantine. Also, great.
Oh my god. And now they're Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Like, why? Like, how can you make me happier? Like, you can't.
Video. Check out they introduced the Best Director category at the '89 Oscar ceremonies. It's the cutest thing in the world. You'll see. It's beautiful.
But yeah, Matt will probably know this. But
yeah,
would this be the first time that Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have been in a movie together since Overboard?
Slap you. I'm like, because I'm sorry, Swing Shift and Overboard. I don't think so. I think Overboard, I can be wrong about that. I want to look that up to be sure, but I feel like they were very like, which I think also has probably helped with them being together for so long, that they didn't do that thing to they're like, we're a Hollywood couple.
Yeah.
We're in 90 movies together. Because that does happen.
It looks like they've been in 3 movies before the Christmas Chronicles together. Because I just googled Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell movies.
They had Swing Shift, Overboard,
and it says the one and only genuine original family band.
So they were in that together. That was a Disney movie that they did. Yes. That's where they first met, and he was 16. So,
which is disgusting to know that that's when it started. Like.
Well, they didn't start.
Could you be more perfect and wonderful? It just makes me bitter and angry.
She had her
with like my love affection.
They were dating.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they haven't done anything since then, which is great because how can you top Overboard? You can't top the great
by being Santa and Mrs. Claus. That's how you top it.
I love Santa and Mrs. Claus, but Overboard is my favorite one.
No, Overboard as a movie, yes, is so good. But their relationship, like the two together, those two characters, you cannot top Santa and Mrs. Claus.
No, it's
like,
true.
You just can't.
I mean,
and if you do, if you make an argument against it, then you're getting coal in your stocking because fuck you.
I mean, I'm saying just the little end snippet they had with the two of them in the last one was great. Doug, I don't care what opinion you have.
What if they have an Easter egg in this movie, the final, like how they did in the last one with Goldie Hawn? What if they reveal they have a son together, and it's Wyatt?
I'm okay with that.
No, it'd just be funny. It keeps him in the face. Whatever.
I'm okay with that.
I'm done with you. You got excited for that.
I'll
stare at Wyatt Russell until I'm dead.
Say that Wyatt Russell was the best Russell, and since then, it's tainted my opinion of Wyatt Russell.
Wait. Better than his dad?
Yeah, this was a while ago. Like, this must have been like 2 years ago, and he was just trying to fuck with me, and I was like.
But anyway, Rachel, what do you think of the Christmas Chronicles 2 teaser?
I'm so excited. They're in the North Pole. Like, they're showing us around. Like, every time that cinema has tried to show us what a new director depicts as the North Pole, it just makes me happier and wishes more and more that, I could go there. because it's cold there all the time, and I like the cold. And there's a movie theater there, and I want to watch movies all the time, and I want to wear long coats, and I want to hang out with elves because I already feel like an ogre as it is. So why the fuck not? Like, it looks so magical and sweet, and like they literally just look so perfect for this role that it just like. You could have shown me a still and like my heart would have just exploded in red and green and gold happiness. Like it just makes me, it literally puts the Christmas spirit in. And I've been diving into horror movies lately and that is out of my mind right now. I am all for Christmas. Give me Christmas right now.
And Doug, what did you think of the Christmas Chronicles 2 teaser?
I didn't watch it. I saw Matt tweet about it and I was like, oh, we're getting a sequel. That's cool.
Can I read my tweet actually to that? Because it honestly, I wanted to really because it literally, I don't know why Netflix did it. It was a really bad idea. They dropped it like the same time Disney dropped the Mandalorian 2 teaser, which makes me upset that like no, that's my one on. Oh yeah, I said, oh okay, this is trailer everyone was talking about. Margaret Russell Santa. This is the way.
This is the way.
But yeah, like for me, I'm excited for Christmas Chronicles 2. I can't wait to find out what this is about because like with this being set in the North Pole, it makes me excited. Like it makes me wonder that something big's going to happen there. They're going to have to bring the kids over.
Well, the thing is one, we don't know if it is in the North Pole. It's like a 30-second spot that has scenes.
No, you do know it's the North Pole because the elves are there. Like you're literally looking at them like working and walking around this little like town. Like if it's not the North Pole,
I mean, but
where else is it?
But if I cut a 25-second spot of the Santa Claus with Tim Allen of just the North Pole scenes, that movie's not set in the North Pole exclusively.
That's fair.
Well, yeah,
I'm more interested in where's the older brother, because there's the younger sister and this other kid, but where's the older brother? Because a Pierce never gives up.
That's true.
But anyway, the other news has sort of dropped. Daisy Ridley dropped in an interview with Josh Gad that Rey was almost going to be related to Obi-Wan. Jonathan Majors is joining the cast of Ant-Man 3 as Kang the Conqueror. Netflix is adapting Rick Riordan's The Kane Chronicles into movies. CBS All Access is being rebranded to Paramount Plus. There's a Madonna biopic in the works, apparently directed by Madonna herself. WandaVision is apparently confirmed to come out this year. Tatiana Maslany is playing She-Hulk in the Disney Plus series. The Boss Baby 2 has cast Jeff Goldblum, Ariana Greenblatt, and Eva Longoria. And the Bad Boys for Life directors are going to be directing Ms. Marvel. Matt, what of these news speaks out to you?
Okay, 2. First off, you know what I smell? I smell more Oscar Gold with Boss Baby 2, especially with Goldblum's in it. That's first and foremost. Second thing, fucking Star Wars. Just please.
Didn't we get our quota for Star Wars?
Please stop. Just no more. No more, Daisy. Just stop. Just don't bring this shit up. Just
let it die.
Just let it die.
Let the past die.
Kill it if you have
we are
to.
not referencing that on here.
Kill it if you have to.
I am going to. How do I boot Doug? How do I do that? Oh, thank you. Holy crap. What were the other stories? That way I can talk about something else. I just had to think because I want her to be a Kenobi, okay? That's back in 2015. I thought she was a Kenobi, but neither here nor there.
It's your conscience speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not my conscience. Nice try. My conscience sounds like black.
But anyway, the other news was Jonathan Majors has joined the cast of Ant-Man 3 as Kang the Conqueror.
I'm just excited that Ant-Man 3 is confirmed by this. I didn't hear anything about that until this news. Ant-Man is the first one is like my second favorite MCU film right behind Civil War. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I didn't like nearly as much as the first one, but I still love Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas in those films. So give me a third film, please.
Yeah. But yeah, Rachel, what in the news story speaks out to you?
I'm super psyched for the directors of Ms. Marvel because I love that comic book. I think that they're gonna do a fucking banger job. I understand the casting for She-Hulk, but as a woman of stature, can we just once cast an actress who is over 5'5" for one of these roles where the character is supposed to be like a tall Amazonian type? Like the closest we got was Gal Gadot or Gadot, however the fuck you say her name. But like Diane's supposed to be like a curvy girl, like a thick-thighed, like would crush a man's head with her thighs, like kind of girl, and that's not Gal. Like can we just once just get a big girl, like not big, but like just stature-wise, like can we get somebody tall? Like, oh my god, couldn't we have gotten like Gwendolyn Christie to play her? That would have been amazing. Oh my god, I would have loved that. I mean, I guess she's a little aged out, but like, fuck it. I don't care. She would have been amazing.
The aging exists.
Right? If they can do it for 3 hours for the fucking Irishman, they can do it for her.
Should they have done that?
3 hours.
The question is, should they have done it? Because the answer is no.
No,
you don't want to see a
I'm
70-year-old man stomp somebody out like he's 20.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to take somebody who is like in her mid to late 30s and de-age her to like maybe early 20s when they do flashback scenes. But like, why like She-Hulk doesn't have to be in her 20s? She just doesn't have to be. They're like, her storyline is she's supposed to be like a lawyer, right? Like she's supposed to have gone through undergrad, graduate school, and now she's like the head of her own firm. She's at least 35, if not 40. Gwendolyn Christie is perfect for that. That's all I'm saying.
People don't age past 29, though. That's just a thing.
I know, right? Well,
except for like until you get to like they get every once in a while you get like a Dark Knight Returns to where they can be in their 60s, but for the most part, for whatever reason, 30s like where they top out. I don't.
Well, that's when women die and become worthless to society, right? So, I mean,
I was talking about just everyone like Superman, Batman. They don't go past 30.
Oh yes, they do, dude. Batman is at least 45. Like, let's be honest.
I'm saying, in the comics, they really don't write them as more than 30, except for like Dark Knight Returns stuff. It's just a weird thing that, like, everyone, like Stan Lee and all these guys, at one point were just like, Excelsior, stop at 30.
There that one run with Batman of him being like literally in his 60s and 70s and still kicking ass. Like, it happens for men. It doesn't happen for women. But I would have loved to have seen Gwendolyn Christie play She-Hulk. I think that's amazing. I think the girl that's going to play her is perfectly suitable. She's a great actress, and I'm obviously excited just to see another female superhero on screen get her own movie. So having her and Ms. Marvel come out and Spider-Woman's coming out. I think Brian said it that Olivia Wilde is directing Spider-Woman. Like, yes, give me I don't even care anymore if it's Marvel or DC because they both have DC's finally found their footing with their movies. So I'm like, just give me all of the content because there's such amazing female characters. And I'm like, can we just shut the fanboys up for like 5 seconds and show them how amazing these females are? So
yeah, Doug, you could just be quiet for 5 seconds.
Is there any other news stories you want to talk about? Was
I think that's it. I mean, I'm obviously excited for anything Jeff Goldblum because even in his 70s, he still gets my engine revving because he's Jeff Goldblum. Oh, don't
go faster. Let's go faster.
Okay, sounds good to me.
You dig up dinosaur bones?
Hey, life finds a way, baby. That's all I'm saying.
I refuse to believe that you don't understand the concept of attraction.
Yeah, he's
you
so
might have
perfect.
to battle Perry for his love, though.
Yeah, but she's small and I can throw her through a wall, but she is feisty, so it'll be a battle. It's fine.
I wish I had the page
that
stream
small
out.
Physically.
I wish I had a paid stream out at this point so I can put Jeff Goldblum's lying down on.
But Alan Grant just laying down on.
No, Jeff Goldblum doing the Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, did you guys see? By the way, this should have been a news story. Did you guys see they're singing buddies on the set of Jurassic Park Domination.
What?
Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum. Have you not seen the Twitter videos of Jeff Goldblum playing his piano and the two of them singing together?
No, and I have to say that is like one of my biggest heartbreaks about Corona is because Jeff Goldblum plays in a jazz band here in LA, and I was so looking forward to like getting to go back and see him because I've been to his show once and it's amazing. He's so freaking talented, and so like because everything's shut down, I'm like, can you stage it for me, please, and like just broadcast this because I need this in my life right now.
Isn't that the band with Hugh Laurie?
Hugh pops in whenever he's in town, but like Jeff just plays, I think, like every few weeks or so. He's amazing.
But Doug, what is anything in the news stories that spoke out to you?
Hey, everybody, you know how y'all told me that I was crazy, that Kang wasn't going to be the big baddie for phase 4 and 5? Suck it, because I was completely right. He's going to be a cameo. He's going to be a cameo in Ant-Man 3. I'm super excited because they're going to unleash him. Time travel's a thing here. Go ham. Kang is like my favorite villain of all time, next to like Joker and Venom.
Yeah. First of all, I will suck nothing because I said nothing about whether or not I agree with you. I'm just saying.
That wasn't you. That was other people.
Y'all warm up your jaws.
That was other people.
Am I right?
That was other people that told me I was completely an idiot. No, I'm super excited for it because I want us to get the origin story of Kang, because Kang the Conqueror, he's a normal person until he gets sent to the future and then sent back. So I'm excited for that. The She-Hulk thing, I'm excited because if I'm not mistaken, that's the actress from Orphan Black, and she's crazy talented. I understand your point completely, Rachel. I just think I think she's gonna engulf us in legal banter like Charlie Cox did with Daredevil, and I'm super excited because I like the fighting in Daredevil, but I was all more like, let me see your wits at work because it's something that's really cool.
You know why? Because justice is blind.
Matthew.
Sure.
Matthew.
It's a Daredevil quote from the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah. And then the other one was the directors for Bad Boy for Life going over Miss Marvel. I played the Avengers game and I want more Miss Marvel in my life. Camilla Khan's so cool. She's such a cool character.
I'm sorry, Doug's eyes when he said the directors of Bad Boys for Life. You literally were like, the directors of Bad Boys for Life.
They were so good. That movie.
I haven't seen that film.
I mean,
so
listen,
you haven't seen Bad Boys for Life yet?
It's in my top 5 for 2020 films.
Okay,
I've seen
There's
like 150
movies that came out.
That's not true. VOD movies count. So
I don't
stop
count those films because I
don't believe that. I don't believe that until the rule book comes out.
The Oscars are going to count them because they had original theatrical reveals.
I'm not happy about the Oscars this year because now it's not Affleck and Cruise going up for Best Actor.
But
still, Affleck's gonna win, but
But yeah, like for me, yeah, when I heard the announcement of Jonathan Majors joining the cast as Kang the Conqueror, I was like, I don't think it's going to be a major role just because one, Ant-Man 3 is a really weird one to have him as a major villain, and two, so I'm with Doug here. I'm pretty sure they're just setting Kang up for a bigger arc, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Kang the Conqueror, isn't that Franklin Richards in the comics?
Mm-mm.
I have to ask a question, and this just
it's a completely different character.
My how non into Marvel comics I really become, because I don't really know who Kang is.
Kang the Conqueror is a being because he's no longer human. He transforms himself. He's a being that comes back in time to take out the Avengers to conquer the universe.
Okay, so he's in Avengers Zone. That makes sense because he was not in Spider-Man or Fantastic Four too much, or else it would know who he was.
No.
Okay.
Have you played any of the Lego Marvel games? games.
No, my mommy wouldn't buy me those.
Yeah, no, I was about to say they used Kang in, I think it was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Since he's not, because Spider-Man and I don't really in comic. I've read a couple Avengers stuff, but it's really like I bottom out with like Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. That's where my Marvel comics knowledge exists, and even then, it's the '60s stuff. So,
but yeah,
About to get real ugly here in a second. That's Kang the Conqueror.
okay.
All right.
I mean, you're selling me on them, and I mean the MCU has done that a couple of times because I'm not a big Marvel comics person, which I actually like because like with DC, because I'm far more into those comics. When I see like interpretations of those characters, I'm way more like. Whereas with MCU, it's kind of just like they can throw whoever they want at me, and like, you know, I mean, I do understand that like some people were upset with like something like Crossbones, and I'm like, yeah, but Frank Grillo was really awesome in that one scene. But I get it if he's your dude, because like I've had 2 Reed Richards, and they're both terrible. And Reed Richards is one of my favorite comic book characters.
How dare you
so
speak
I
about
get
my
that
fellow
feeling
like
too.
that.
I want to do Reed Richards, but Clooney will never do it anymore. He was always the one I wanted, but he won't at this point do it.
yeah.
Give me John Krasinski. Just give
No,
me John
Krasinski
Krasinski.
now, but Clooney.
Give me
I'm
John
I was talking-
Krasinski,
you gotta
Emily
think,
Blunt.
You have to know, I was thinking about that pre-Tomorrowland, like, when he was still, like, he was unmarried and, like, all that stuff. I was like, he
but
would be the perfect Reed Richards.
Clooney's too old.
Playboy
No, but that's what
Clooney.
I'm saying. He wasn't
But
at-
still, like Clooney in his
I was
Playboy,
in
like
high school reading these comics, thinking of it.
No, what I'm saying is like he would have been too old at the point that he played Batman. Like Reed Richards is when he first goes into space, he's only like 24.
Yeah, I think he's 25, I want to say. Well, everyone always thinks he's older because of the gray. Everyone always thinks he's like 90. He's not. He's
just he's just been distinguished looking since he was like in his early 20s.
Well, that's because he's
fine.
a fucking genius.
I'm not against that.
No.
Why?
No.
He's funny. It would be perfect.
I mean,
I need Ben Grimm to be a fat guy. Okay, Ben Grimm is a big.
I'm
fat
sorry.
Guy.
Are you against people casting outside of the body types?
Listen, no, I'm not. But fat people
Oh.
never get to be superheroes. I need a continuation from Fat Thor.
I need this
That's a
movie
nice
to get made
poster
because
behind
this
you.
movie was supposed to get made. It's Faith, and she is a plus size superhero of the West Coast Avengers. And there were rumors for like 2 years that they were going into pre-production and like, you know, the story, like it had gotten approved and they're just waiting for people to like get their stuff together, and then nothing. And I was so effing excited for it because I was excited for it, and then I was like, watch, they're gonna cast like Brittany Snow or something, and like maybe put her in like a chubby suit, not even like a fat suit, but like a chubby suit.
Like Lifetime original movie chubby suit. That's a yikes for me.
I remember when this conversation started with me just talking about how much I love Reed Richards.
I mean, I'm all for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to play them. It would make me very happy. I mean, at this point, I think honestly, Chris Evans might be a really interesting Reed Richards. I know he played, you know, the Human Torch, but like,
he also played Captain America.
Yeah, and
I mean,
there are so many crossover actors at this point; it doesn't even matter.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones that, like with Chris Evans, like I'm with you. I'd love to see him as.
Time out, guys. Wait, at the end of Endgame, Captain America, Steve Rogers goes back in time to the 40s and he lives his life. So what if Reed Richards is actually like the granduncle of Reed Richards, and that's why they look alike? Wow,
he's the spitting image of his great uncle.
But the thing is about Krasinski is you gotta remember he's on that Jack Ryan. He's got a franchise already. He's on that Jack Ryan Amazon.
Yeah, he's
on that. It's connected.
You're not limited.
He's amazing. He's my favorite Jack Ryan. He's my favorite Jack Ryan. And guys, Harrison Ford played Jack Ryan, so you know what it means for me to say that.
But anyway, as much as I'd love to continue talking comic books, but it's a couple of the other stories I wanted to touch on is Netflix adapting Rick Riordan's Kane Chronicles. To me is interesting because it's in semi the same universe as Percy Jackson, which is being made by Disney. So that is an interesting one because even though the Kane Chronicles, all the info I've got from my brother about this, like they've never officially had a crossover with Percy Jackson, but it is the same universe technically. So it's interesting that they've got them on different things, and also, I'm all for a Madonna biopic. I don't want Madonna directing it.
Yeah,
she can control her own narrative.
Guys, the most important thing about that biopic is who's playing Warren Beatty, because a big section of that. I honestly want the Madonna biopic to be a making of Dick Tracy biopic, essentially. So
Yikes.
I'm more concerned about who's playing Warren Beatty.
I'm more concerned with who's playing Madonna. Like, please don't tell me they're going to put a blonde wig on, like, Ariana Grande.
Herself.
It'll be Gaga. It'll be Gaga.
I would not be angry. Honestly.
Yeah.
I would
mean,
be
if you're
very
cast-
happy with that.
Joke, but that honestly could work.
If you're a casting director, that's the first person that you go to because she's already got acting credits. You know she can act a little bit. And her acting skills are being redefined every role that she takes.
Yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, but anyway, we're talking. Matt brought up the quote from Daredevil. You know who else is in Daredevil? Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he is.
And we're moving on
He
to
is.
so moving on to our main topic, which is Kevin Smith. Doug, what is your favorite movie is of Kevin Smith in here?
Yo, anybody that's ever talked to me ever about Kevin Smith, so there's my favorite movie's Dogma. It's literally it's not the first movie I found from him, but it's like the one I guess I kind of relate to most. Always battling myself with kind of like the religious tones of things, and I think he has one of my favorite lines written in film history. Which is the whole Chris Rock faith line. It's better to have ideas than it is to have beliefs because beliefs get people killed. It's literally one of my favorite lines in all of history. But Kevin Smith can do probably no wrong in my eyes. I love pretty much every one of his films, even the ones that people don't like a whole lot. There is some people that have given some raving, some real bad reviews to certain movies, and I still like them. There's a movie that's set in Jersey that's done with one Ben Affleck, and I'm gonna get people confused.
It's so good.
Tyler and him are in that together. Obviously, it's amazing.
That Jennifer Lopez is in for like 5 minutes. I don't get why people hate this movie so much.
There is an entire story behind that Kevin got fucked over with in that department. Can I share the story, Malcolm, real quick about Jersey Girl? Because this is the thing about Jersey Girl people don't know. At the time, Affleck and J-Lo were like a big ticket item in Hollywood. People loved them. So the whole thing of that movie was originally going to be pitched and shown in the market and everything as like, oh, Ben Affleck and J-Lo, they're having a baby. He's a music guy. It's going to be all sweet. And then before the end of the first act, she freaking dies. And you're like, wait, what the hell is this? But then right before the movie is starting to get marketed and released, they break up and everyone's like, fuck J-Lo and fuck that relationship. So Kevin's like, well, fuck, there goes the entire hook of the film. And now people crap on a very sweet, nice movie in which Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler are a couple again. And you all know how much I love them in Armageddon. I'm done on my soapbox about Jersey Girl.
Now, I will say this. When I first saw Jersey Girl in theater, like, I knew all of the backstory of all of that. And, like, I knew how bad the breakup was because, you know, TMZ didn't exist, but you found out every other way. And I just remember when she dies, I laughed out loud in the theater because I was like, "Oh shit, they actually killed her!" Like, because I knew how big of a part of the story she was supposed to be, and I was like, "Oh, they did her dirty. Oh, that's amazing!" Like the fact that they killed her off like 20 minutes before she was supposed to, storyline wise, I was crying laughing, and people are like literally just like throwing popcorn at me. I'm like, I don't care, this is funny. I'm like, fuck you, this is hilarious. But yeah, Jersey Girl's amazing. I love that movie. It's so sweet.
But yeah, Matt, what are some one of your favorite Kevin Smith movies?
It's always hard to say because it really does go back and forth between two. I will say when I was in high school, Mallrats was the Kevin Smith movie I related to the most because Brody Bruce was who I was in high school. Like, hot-headed, one-track mind of just nerdy things and, like, socially awkward and, like, cannot carry a conversation and thinking about just, like, I wasn't with the superhero sex organs, but just that, like, constantly, like, that's just on your mind stuff. That was me. Like, you know, oh, what, you think a guy just can't kick ass because he reads comics? Like, that was me. Like, just little hot-headed dumbass me. But as I've gotten older, especially when I was in college and I started to study film and everything, Chasing Amy became my favorite. And it is still my number one. I think it's such a simple film, but that's what's great about it, is it's truly a film that sort of asks really interesting questions about, like, why do we love the people we love? What are you willing to change about your self-love? And, like, how much are you supposed to hold on to your own insecurities and how much should you let go? And Affleck, that's my favorite Affleck performance, this whole McNeil, because I think he's super funny, he's super loving, but it really all comes down to like the very last chunk of that film in which Smith and Affleck really developed a change to that character that's just, it's incredible. And it's just a fantastic film that I just watch over and over again. I've memorized the Chasing Amy speech because I think it's so perfect, and it's Kevin Smith, so it's super funny. I'm so in my own head I can't even think of the line. Yeah, no, just a problem with a girl. What, bitches pressing charges? I get that a lot. Like, it's still super funny, but yeah, Chasing Amy, Mallrats and Chasing Amy, those are my top two. But I give the slight edge to Chasing Amy as my all-time favorite.
I am so sorry, guys. I had to jump out real quick.
It's all good. We got the good sound effects of your door opening and closing.
Awesome. That is a squeaky ass door. Like, I don't care how much WD-40 I put on that thing. It's still like, yeah. I think that nobody. I don't think anybody gets a performance out of Ben Affleck the way that Kevin Smith does. Whether it's, as Shannon Hamilton in Mallrats, or in Jersey Girl, or Chasing Amy, or even when he got brought back and like made me cry for his beautiful monologue in Reboot. It's just, how do
that
you
movie
that movie
had so much heart that it did not deserve. It
had no legs to stand on to be that as good as it was. And I feel very lucky to have been able to been at the very first screening in Burbank. I was literally sitting like 2 seats away from Coogan. And at one point and Kevin came in to introduce the movie, and I saw him like standing in the little doorway area, where you come up the side, and I just saw him in his big purple jacket. I just started crying, and Coogan's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'll be fine."
And
just sitting there happy tears.
That moment is the fact that it was not in the script.
No,
it was not until Jason Mewes' wife and Kevin's wife were you should text Ben about being in this movie.
No,
and
you know
he
what it was?
I'm gonna write it, and it's
You know what it was? It was an interviewer.
Yeah, well, that
and Kevin was getting
asked him about
interviewed,
it.
and he was like, "Set it up," and then like everybody was like, "Of course." And I love that how Jen was like, because Kevin was like struggling with how to put Matt Damon into the movie, and she was like, "Well, he's Loki, right?" She goes, "Yeah," and she's like, "Just put him in as Loki," and she goes, "Well, she's dead." He goes, "Who cares?" And he's like, "You know what? You're right. Who fucking cares?" And like threw Loki in, and just like, dude, just the whole like Jason Bourne aspect like had me crying laughing. That movie's so good. I mean, I don't know if it's it's very fastly working its way up to my favorite, but like there's just such a big spot in my heart, and I love Dogma. It literally is the movie that I was able to show my parents. Like it expressed my beliefs so beautifully, and it's one of the movies that I quote so often, like so often, especially in the summertime. You know, no pleasure, no sin, no rapture, no exquisite sin greater than central air. Like, how do you not say that every day in the summertime?
Oh no, I tend to say every day, well, I got no better plans, so I say we just get drunk.
Little Toad's got a point.
I'm as atomically impaired as a Kendall.
It's just.
What are you gonna do? Hit me with a fish?
You spray fire retardant chemicals on everyone who comes in your room. No wonder you're single. Like it's so perfect.
See, I told you, it's funny.
It's so great, and like Chasing Amy came out at such a beautiful moment. Like I wish that movie could get remade for today's audience and reintroduced, because I think it sends such an incredible message. And Kevin has this amazing ability to like put things into scripts. Like the whole porch monkey scene with like in Clerks 2, like it's incredibly offensive if you just say it, but because it's coming from Kevin Smith, you know that there's like it's said for a reason, and it's a commentary on socialism, like social, you know, white people savior, whatever, like taking things back and like making things right when it's really not their stance. And like coming from Kevin, like you know that there's no maliciousness behind it.
No, it's okay.
But I think
it back.
Yeah, it's not yours to take back.
You know, come to
but
think of it, my grandmother was kind of a racist.
But I think my favorite is definitely Clerks, because it is the thing that started it off. It does like it's everything that a Kevin Smith movie embodies, and I think that no matter how different his movies that he makes afterwards are, there's still a little bit of Clerks in every single movie he makes, because I think that is his heart and soul, and I like you can't not love that movie. It's so perfect.
Well, I'm sorry, Malcolm, if you want to say your thing, and then I'll say my piece on why Clerks and Kevin Smith are like that.
You can say your piece now.
Well, I think the reason why, and just because I'm someone who just like, I discovered Kevin Smith when I was a freshman in high school, which was when like I pretty much found that like I wasn't just a Star Wars fan and Star Trek, like I was a movie fan. And like that Clerks was just on Netflix, and I got into this thing to where I was watching like Swingers and all this stuff, and then I watched this movie Clerks, and I just remember dying laughing. It was just like I need to find everything from this guy. And I think the thing about Kevin is, and the reason why Clerks, because that was so much him. Like Dante was him, Randall was who he wanted to be, and I think that's why there's always that piece of him. I think that's why, you know, Kevin Smith's movies, I mean, like, look at the, you know, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Like, it got, like, a Fathom release, which is great, but, like, it wasn't going to be put in every theater across the world ever, because that isn't it. But I think it's, like, his movies they're like your high school, like, friend group, where it's, like, you just have a lot of fun with them. And even if you go years without watching his movies, or talking to your high school friends, you still remember the great times you had and how those times influenced who you were when you were an adult. And Reboot is kind of like going to high school reunion and meeting up with your friends again, and you see how much you've changed and how much those people had an effect on your change. I think that's what Reboot so much was after his heart attack. He really made a movie that was essentially a love letter to the VSQ, because that was not just his career, but that's literally every film tracks who he was at a certain point in time. Like Clerks, that was his dropout of film school. I'm gonna make a movie on like 10 credit cards film. Mallrats was the I'm gonna try and make a studio film. It doesn't work. Chasing Amy was I'm embarrassed that I don't have as many experiences as my girlfriend because I'm in my 20s and that's important to me. Dogma is I've come to realize that I'm not 100% Christian, and just like you go on from there, and that's why I think his movies continue to endure with the audience he has, because there's so much in.
Yeah, they're so honest and so apparent.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, Dogma is also my favorite one, but it's like but to bring up one that hasn't really been mentioned, but I mean, I also love James Silent Bob reboot. I mean, I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but it's also because it's really I can't find it anywhere in New Zealand. I had to illegally watch had to illegally watch this. Because I just searched on stores in New Zealand. The only thing James Silent Bob reboot I can buy is a Funko Pop of Iron Bob. That's the only thing. Bob. Yeah,
of course she does. Malcolm, we'll talk afterwards. You know, we'll figure something.
I mean, well, as I said, like I've since seen Reboot. I've seen it. I love it. Yeah. I think it's great. I know a lot of people don't like it, but
they don't count.
Exactly.
What?
I just like the thing about Kevin. Like, I'm sitting here right now, and there's like 97 quotes I'm thinking about from these movies that I just want to sit here and just like quote. And they're like, some of them are funny quotes, some of them are like, I think even if Chasing Amy is my favorite movie, I think my favorite scene is actually from Dogma. And it's when Bethany is crying and the Metrodome comes to her and talks to her about when he had to speak to Jesus. And like when he's just like, it wasn't fair to ask that of a child. It's not fair what they're asking of you now. Like, it's just so like when he's like, you imagine what that was like for a child, literally being told that you were going to die for the sins of mankind, and your father can't even tell you it because if he heard you speak, his head would crack open. Like, you can look at that and be like, oh, that's funny, but then you can also like just imagine like just the way that scene is composed. Alan Rickman is just so like, and like I grew up like, you know, like Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone was one of the first films I saw in theaters. Like I grew up with Alan Rickman as like that, and then seeing him as that character, like that scene is just so like that. I remember when Alan Rickman passed away. I didn't watch the movie. I watched that scene and I cried because it was like, oh my god, like that character is just incredible.
Like honestly, if when I die and heaven exists and I'm going up to the pearly gates, if Alan Rickman isn't standing next to St. Peter cracking jokes, I'm out of there. Like, send me back down to earth. I'll just haunt a few people for the rest of the time. That's fine. Like, that's all I want.
You ever notice how the Bible goes from 13 to 30?
Yeah, whatever those 18. Yeah.
But yeah. One of my other favorite ones, I really do like James Silent Bob Strike Back. I think that's really entertaining.
Wait, what?
Strike Back. Like just giggling like a 12-year-old boy about a click commander.
I get what the euphemism there is. I had a customer cancel because they thought I wrote inappropriate captions that didn't represent their business well. That's what I found out today.
But yeah,
I hate my job.
But one of the best thing Kevin Smith related that's come out in recent times is Coy Jandrew's promo for Kevin Smith versus Chris Jericho. That was an amazing promo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an evening with Kevin Smith.
I'm so excited to get Coy on my show in a few weeks so I can like literally go point for point like through his promo and like point everything out because like it was so perfect. Like I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times because I was like focusing on different aspects each time. It's so brilliant and so wonderful, and it's just I think that his promo to Kevin is kind of like a Reboot was from Kevin to us. It's just like, we love you so much, this is how much we love you. Like, Just look at
Hey,
quiz.
Rich, I think my invitation to your show got lost in the mail. You should try
Oh no,
sending
I
it
mean,
again.
I had to work for like 4 months to get Koi on my show. I mean, selfish.
That's
There's
great. You don't
nobody
have to
coming
work
on
to
that
get
show.
me. I got nothing going on.
Oh, come on my show?
Yeah,
I'm literally booking
sure.
November in like a week, so I will
Okay.
be calling you.
Yeah.
Your people call my people, which is just Malcolm. You call Malcolm and he'll message me.
It's so long distance, but okay.
I will not. Yeah, we don't cover long distance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, those that know me really well know that when I've set a topic, I like doing things
You
like
motherfucker, don't do this
this.
anymore. Don't. What are you doing to me? Oh, God. I
Are
can't
you
even imagine
putting-
what you're...
No.
Oh, it's his movies. I thought it was characters at first. I was like, I don't even know.
But yeah, I did include some extra ones here, but just because like there wasn't enough to do like a full 60 bracket. But what I did was I included a couple movies in which he's credited for playing Silent Bob as well. So there's a couple of
Scream
random
three
ones
is
Scream
on
3
here.
in there. I see Scream 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen a single Scream movie, but I have seen that.
What?
I don't.
What?
I'm not a horror movie guy, guys. Please don't kill me.
You don't, but you like comedy,
I-
right?
Yeah, I have
It's a
seen
meta
the
horror.
scene of Jamie Kennedy explain horror movies, and I'm like, that guy gets it, okay? And I've also seen the scene when he's watching Halloween and the killer's in there, and he's like, watch out, Jamie. I'm like, that's really smart. I like that, but I'm not subjecting myself to this stuff. And I heard all about Scream 3 in
dare
an evening
you.
with Kevin Smith, which is awesome.
But anyway, the first match here should be pretty easy.
Obviously.
It's Clerks versus Cop Out match. Which
Look,
one would you
look.
like? Do you like more?
Clerks. Cop out. Guys, I mean,
Okay.
Bruce not giving a shit. Tracy Morgan caring more about a script than he probably should have. Yeah, no, it's Clerks, obviously. But if you want to hear a great cop out story, find Kevin Smith's Too Fat for 40. He has a great story about when he tried to ask Bruce Willis to do a specific action, and it's hilarious. Although I like the fact that they're apparently on good terms now.
I mean, maybe not now if you watched the Schmodown match. But,
Oh, I didn't. I was
yeah.
talking about Hollywood
Thank-
Babylon. Which, by the way, why haven't
what's
they done a new
what's the
episode,
chances of that?
though? What?
but anyway, Doug,
Very slim.
do you go on Clerks or
Clerks.
Cop Out? And Rachel.
I don't even know why you're asking. Of course it's Clerks. Like,
Doug, you don't have to write it on a board here. This isn't Rankum.
you don't have to
Guess
show your
what?
answer as well as vocalize it.
Just make sure you show your
Hands
work.
on screen.
But
make
the
sure
next
you-
one we've got Mallrats versus some Holidays, in which he directed just one segment in, but that was on his filmography. I included it. I'm going to start with Doug on this. Mallrats or Holidays?
All right.
Rachel?
I mean, I literally just saw that Holidays is available on Netflix and added it to my watch list. I haven't seen it yet, but I do not see one section of a movie being better than Mallrats. So, I mean, Mallrats.
Matt?
If Holidays kicks out one of my top 50 favorite films of all time, good on it. But until then, it's Mallrats.
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is the scary thing about these brackets with Malcolm is sometimes you'll start with like the first two, it's like real easy, and then
You notice round two is just
it's like Community
fuck
all
fest.
over again.
Oh no!
We've got Giant Silent Bob reboot versus Drawing Flies, which I've never heard of the Drawing
Is that
Flies.
the sequel to Lord of the Flies?
No, I mean, this is Drawing Flies is one of the ones he plays Silent Bob in the movie.
That could still work.
But I mean, I'm going there. Rachel, whereabouts are you going on this one?
Of course, I'm not gonna vote against Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That movie made me cry like 19 different times and has so much heart. And then yeah, of course.
has
Doug.
way more heart than it deserves. Reboot.
And Matt.
Reboot.
Oh, hold on, guys! I just looked up drawing flies, and the description says a young man tricks his unsuspecting roommates into hiking through the Canadian wilderness to search for Sasquatch. So 100%, and it's got Jason Lee in it. So this is 100% a Kevin Smith movie that I need to watch. Where can I watch it?
Canada. Speaking of which,
Of
when is
course
Moose
it's in
Jaws
Canada.
coming out? When is Moose Jaws coming out? The end of the
He's still working on the
trilogy.
script.
I can't wait for that movie ever since he announced it on Hollywood Babylon years ago.
Dude, I actually spoke with him. So for his 50th birthday this year, he did like a 50 questions for his 50th birthday. And I was guest 26 after we came back from the break. And I got to talk to him about a Schmoedown match and everything and how excited I am for all 3 movies. He's like, yeah, basically he's like, I'm almost done with Mallrats 2 and Clerks 3, just finishing those up. And then I'm still working on Moose Jaws, and he's basically said that like he's going to try and shoot like one right after the other. And I was like, look, if you need a PA, like I work for food and have a million friends out there, and you know, he's like, great, come on out. So I basically have a job with Kevin Smith. So if I am working on 3 movies, if I have to retire from the Showdown next year because I am working 3 Kevin Smith movies back to back to back, like
That's
bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
bye,
But yeah.
Felicia.
For those wondering how I seeded these, it's all seeded based on the score of Modern Tomatoes. So yeah. But next up we've got Zack and Mary Make a Porno versus Jersey Girl.
That's evil. So mean.
No, it's not.
How dare you?
And who'd you ask, Malcolm?
I said Matt.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like Zack and Miri a lot. Brandon Ralph is hilarious in the movie, but I got
Yes, he
another
is.
film in which Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler get to be a couple. Obviously, I'm going Jersey Girl.
Yeah. This is I also am a big fan of Jersey Girl myself, so that's where I'm going on this. Doug.
They do a scene from Sweeney Todd, Jersey Girl.
And Rachel.
But guys, you're forgetting about Suck My Cockachino. Like, it's just
Suck My Cockachino is so good.
It's
Zack and
just
Miri is a good movie, but
I'm so angry. So can I just express my anger, not at a certain person, but just in general for the fact that like the best questions for the Schmoedown regarding Kevin Smith movies can never be asked because now we're kid friendly. Like I want that to be a question so badly, but it will never be asked. I think Zack and Miri also has more heart than it has any right to have.
Yes.
Also, you get to see a full frontal of Jason Mewes, and that's not a letdown. Skinny
speaking of
Boys
Schmoedown
packing.
questions, I wonder if they still have any of the ones that I wrote of Kevin Smith when I was writing for the Schmoedown years ago.
I would
if they
love
kept
to hear
those.
those after the show. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's Jersey Girl. You can't vote against George Carlin. Like, you just can't.
We might have to in the next round.
Shut your face. Don't.
There's another
We'll deal with it when it comes to
movie with him. There's 2 other movies with him in it that we wouldn't have to vote down,
I know.
maybe.
This is hard too.
Chasing Amy versus Yoga Hoses. I mean, this is I like Chasing Amy, but I'm actually going to go this one because I am a big fan of this.
Shit.
What?
I was not expecting that at all.
That's a shack to me.
That is out of left field. I'm kind of liking. I respect the choice.
Doug, whereabouts are you going on this?
Chasing Amy.
Rachel.
I mean, I'm really sad to be rooting against Kevin Smith dressed up and playing all of the Bratzies. Like, it's just so fucking stupid and wonderful. Like, also, like, how douchey is oh my god, why am I not pulling his name? Who's the guy who plays their drummer, the girl's drummer?
Oh,
His name is
Adrian
Seth from the OC.
Adam
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody.
It's Adam Brody. Yeah. Adam Brody is just like like a 35-year-old drummer that plays for like teenage girls band. It's so great. I love them so much. It's such a good movie, and it's such a great it's such a great second movie for the Great White North trilogy, and I'm so excited for Ms. Jaws. But you have to vote for Chasing Amy. Like, it's just like without Chasing Amy, you don't get the line, "What's a Nubian?" Which is probably one of the funniest
Shut
moments.
the fuck up.
Bitch, you almost made me laugh. Like, it's so good.
Matt, where are you going on this?
Dig this. Those movies are all about how the white man keeps the black brother down, even in a galaxy far, far away. First off, you got Darth Vader, the blackest brother in the galaxy. Now, Vader, he's a spiritual brother down with the Force and everything. Then you got Cracker Farm by Luke Skywalker, not the poster boy, blonde hair, blue eyes. Gets his hand on a lightsaber, decides he's gonna run the fucking galaxy, gets himself a whole clan of white people, and then gonna force out the quote unquote black element to force out the black element to make the galaxy quote unquote safe for white people, and then gonna bust up Vader's with the Death Star. Now, what the fuck do you call that? Intergalactic Civil War? Gentrification. And Jedi's the most insulting because Vader's beautiful black visage is sullied when it's revealed that deep down he's just a feeble, crusty old white man. They try to tell us that deep down we all wants to be white.
Well,
but
don't
isn't that true? Black rage! I'll kill any one of you white motherfuckers my motherfucking eye on. Yes, she's an Amy.
Yeah, no, I predicted that. I'd already done.
Oh my god! Like I said, I just watched these movies so often in high school that like I've just committed. And his movies are mostly comprised of monologues. I've just remembered monologues like that,
and they're like some of the best in cinematic history. Like they're just like you can literally pick any movie, and there's at least 5 that you can audition for anything with. Like,
But yeah, the next match we have is a movie we were talking about before the show started. Red State up against Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Rachel, I'm going to go to you on this one.
Now, see, this is really interesting because I know that I'm going to get yelled at for this, but Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is not my favorite movie, just because like it for me it lacks what I really really love about Kevin Smith movies is like that there's so much heart to it, and for this it just seemed like it was just kind of like an excuse to put hot girls in pleather, which I'm not angry about. They're all beautiful, and one of them is Kevin's wife, so yay him. But there's something really fantastic about Red State, and Red State doesn't get enough. It doesn't get enough love. I think it was one of the most masterfully made movies. I think it's one of the best made movies he's ever made. It's so good. The action is fantastic. I think I'm gonna go Red State. I know I'm gonna get voted out, but I'm gonna stand by Red State.
Do
it. Matt, who are you going on this?
This is actually very tough because I love John Goodman in Red State. I think he's great. I
do that. Do it. Unlimited
I
power.
think I have to give the slight edge to the motherfucking time because me and Silent Bob built a motherfucking round around it. Yeah, so I'm going Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Yeah, they told us you guys had a Stormtrooper wedding and you're the bitch and you're the butch. Wait, I'm the bitch? Well, if we were gay, that's how I would see it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Red State, so I'm going Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, you definitely need to see Red State. If you're Region 2, I'll send you my copy.
It might be in French though, so good luck.
It's not in French. It has the options for French and Spanish and English.
I want to see.
Unfortunately, I'm region 4, so it's not going to work anyway. No. But I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix, so I will get around to watch that at some stage. But Doug, I get the feeling you're going to make this interesting.
God damn it!
Listen, Red State was such a fucking amazing film. It's literally him making fun of the West Baptist Church.
Westboro Baptist?
Yep, Westboro Baptist, and I'm going Red State. That movie is incredible. They think the apocalypse is coming for pretty much nothing to happen, and everything falls to shit.
We have no.
But
live
I'm
viewers
pretty sure
anymore,
the
so-
higher seed is going to go through, which means I think Red State is the one that's going to automatically go through.
Nothing happened.
Nice. Good job, Doug. Bye.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But next up
No
we have
coin toss. What?
no. It's because Red State is the highest seed. Like
We
a
have
lot of
never
these
played that before. You stop.
I've always done this before.
No, you haven't. What's the wheel for then? When you brought out the wheel to spin to select.
When did I do that? Anyway,
Yeah.
we have Dogma versus one of his appearances as Silent Bob, Scream 3. Matt, where are we going on this?
This isn't even a question, Dogma. Like, I've seen the scene, but why are we even asking this?
I mean, I haven't seen Scream 3 in ages, but I'm going Dogma. Doug?
Scream 3 is great, but it's Dogma. Did you not hear me? It's my favorite Kevin Smith film.
And Rachel?
I mean, of course it's Dogma. You can't compare one, 3-minute scene to, an entire movie of perfection.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's not going to be a whole round of first round of blowout like 4 of those anyway.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Clerks 2 versus Tusk. I'm going to go Clerks 2. Doug?
Hey, so what am I normally known as, guys? The horror guy, right? Kevin Smith's Body Morphia fucking movie was fucking great. I love that movie. You get to see Justin Long just eat shit at the end of the movie. And I love Justin Long. I've loved Justin Long since Jeepers Creepers. But it's fucking great to see him turn into a walrus.
Rachel, where are you going on this?
It has taken me a long time to get through Tusk repeatedly, and the more I'm desensitizing myself. The more I watch Tusk, the more I love it. I understand and appreciate it for what it is, but it is such a hard watch for me. Whereas with Clerks 2, for some reason, I feel more comfortable watching a man give a donkey a blowjob than watch a man get turned into a walrus. We were actually talking about this earlier, how every time that Randall wants to do something nice for Dante, do a bonding exercise, it always involves them watching sex acts or porn in some weird fashion. Because in Clerks, it's him wanting to get hermaphroditic porn for them to watch together, and then Dante's leaving for Florida, and he wants to get him a donkey show with Kinky Kelly, and he thinks it's a girl, and it's not. Definitely have to go Clerks 2. Also, he gets to he makes a nerd so angry and makes him vomit. The movie's just perfect.
I mean, Tusk did that for the audience.
But Matt,
Yeah, that's
where are you
true.
going on this?
I made fun of the Lord of the Rings so bad I made some Hobbit nerd throw up. Yeah, Tusk is really weird. I've seen it once, and I think it's kind of enough for me. Clerks 2, however, I mean, when I didn't like the Lord of the Rings movies, Randall gave me the greatest monologue to fight back, which is those movies are just 3 hours of people just fucking walking. Which
Greatest 3 hours of people walking ever.
Wrong. It's not wrong. And even though I like those films now, I still quote the line, there's only one return, and it ain't the king, except the Jedi.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Michael Clarks is fucking fantastic in Tusk. He is terrifying and wonderful and just wow. Is
Hey,
he
it's
good.
okay. I'm bringing it back.
But you just can't go against that.
There's so many
But, yeah.
lines of his in that film that I actually can't quote on air because we could get our channel taken down.
But anyway, just going back up round to the opposite direction because we know what's at the other end of the matchup. But we've got Dogma versus Clerks 2. Rachel, where are you going on this?
I mean, as much as I love Clerks too, like Dogma was such a it was such a turning point in my life that helped me make, and I have like, how do you go against Alan Rickman as Metatron? Like it's obviously Dogma.
Yep. And for more information on that story, go watch the Manic episode where Rachel pops up and talks about Dogma with Doug.
It's true.
But Doug, where are you going on this?
Dogma.
Yeah, I'm going Dogma 2. Matt.
Dogma 2. They made it 2. Where's the 2?
Oh my god! Right.
I wanted Dogma 2.
Let me
but it'll be
see.
weird without Alan Rickman.
I don't know. I have a belief, but I think my idea is probably better, which is I'm going to go with Dogma. Wait, you know Jesus Christ?
Next up,
Shit.
I believe.
Dogma
is
Also, can we just talk about Dogma real quick? Like, I love how you referenced when Alan Rickman died, you went back and watched just that one scene of him talking to Linda Fiorentino. Like, it's such a beautiful scene. But honestly, when I think of Dogma, my favorite interaction is between Loki and Bartleby at the airport. When they're realizing he's like, may your anal retentive attention to detail never yielded positive results. You can't be anal retentive if you don't have an anus. Outstanding work. It's just
leering at me. People are going to think that I just broke up with you.
And that was great because at the time, and not a lot of people know this or remember, but like that was the time when people were like, "Are Ben and Matt gay?"
Yeah, I remember that.
I just love the fact that when you watch that scene after you see the movie the first time, it makes so much more sense why Ben Affleck is spinning his popcorn into an empty thing because he can't consume it.
Yeah,
you gotta just like it's just the simplest thing Kevin put there. That you're like, oh my god, wait, yeah, they can't consume good shit. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
But
I mean, at the time I was working in a movie theater and I thought he was just spitting out, like, I thought he just had a whole lot of like unpopped kernels, and I'm like, wow, yeah, are you at our movie theater? Because that's our popcorn.
But next up, we've got Chasing Amy versus Red State. Doug, who are you going on this?
Don't hate me. I'm going Red State. I love that movie.
Wow.
I love that movie.
Um,
I genuinely love that movie, how twisted it is, and I need more horror movies from Kevin Smith.
I voted against it last time, but I'm going for Chasing Amy. Big for the same reason as last time. Matt, who are you going on this?
I got this story about this guy who meets this girl, but then runs out when he finds out she's a lesbian. Got an interesting story like that? And what about not so special occasions? What do you hit her in the face with a bat? If anyone knows where that comes from, you have earned my respect. It's of course Chasing Amy. That was Ben Affleck improvising, and Kevin was like, what are you doing?
I mean, with Chasing Amy, you do get one of the most amazingly emotional monologues from all of Kevin Smith movies, and it happens to come from Kevin Smith in this movie about his story of chasing Amy, and it's so beautiful and so sad and so wonderful.
But she didn't want that. She wanted me, the Bob.
The Bob. As soon as he said that, I was like, I want the Bob!
Did you know I always wanted to be a Vegas dancer? But you didn't even know that shit.
Eat your bagel. He just sits there pouring sugar into his spoon. What an asshole.
The hand. Just one bitch with many faces.
But yeah.
And it leads straight into Dogma. Ugh.
I haven't read Chasing Dogma. I really need to get my hands on a copy of that and read it.
Next up, we've got a Jay and Silent Bob reboot versus Jersey Girl. And I'm going first on this one. As much as I love Jersey Girl, I'm actually leaning towards reboot. Matt?
I really love Jersey Girl, but I gotta give it to reboot.
Rachel?
Yeah, I'm joining you guys. Reboot is just it's everything I wanted it to. I mean, both movies are literally about like a fatherly love and like a father loving their child, and it's just such a beautiful way to tell both stories. And like, it's
one has Jay and Silent Bob.
I was gonna say you have that really funny.
No, one has Chris Hemsworth in it. Thank you very much.
By the way, please do not try to hump the hologram.
No. It would have been better if they made him Bro Thor. Give me my fat superhero. Anyway, has more heart than it should. Reboot.
But yeah. Part of me wishes they found a way to put Will Smith in Reboot.
Just
That
made
would
like
be
a quick
hilarious.
cameo. Oh, that would have been really sweet.
Next up, we've got Clerks versus Mallrats. And I'm
Don't do
going
that
to
to
start
me.
with Matt.
Damn. This
So
is tough.
cold.
This is tough because I love both these movies for kind of different reasons.
Ask me which one was my sick day movie growing up.
That depends. Did I have a fever? Or was I just sick and at home so I could laugh?
All right.
Taking home just to laugh.
Okay. This is going to take me to a very difficult place, but not like the back of a Volkswagen. But
That's
I'm gonna
uncomfortable
Mallrats.
and difficult.
It's uncomfortable.
Okay, you know what? Well, maybe, Doug, if you weren't sitting there like, hey, what's my sick day movie? While I'm trying to figure this out.
Rachel.
I love both
Hey,
so
Malcolm, what's
dearly,
you
and they are
happen to know what
endlessly
my,
quotable.
like, mid-temperature movie
my
was?
time. My time. And while Mallrats did teach me the definition of callow, which I still remember to this day because of that movie, only one of them has a salsa shark, and that movie is Clerks.
Doug.
I love Clerks, but there was one movie that I watched whenever I was sick besides The Princess Bride, and that's Mallrats.
You just like hearing the conversation.
You want a
about
chocolate
how
pretzel? You want a chocolate pretzel?
They're a little melty, but damn are they exquisite.
Wonder Woman,
all-
only Wonder Woman has strong enough uterus to carry him.
It's on me. I can either tie it up and just make it an easy win for Clerks, or I can do an upset. I like both of these movies,
With your heart.
but but only one of these featured in an MCU movie on a script. Only one of these has a Stan Lee cameo. I have to go Mallrats on this.
Your
I like
friend
it a little
seems to be
bit more.
held up with superhero sex organs.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But
about it.
no, the
Where's
best.
Hulk?
No, I'm sorry. The best Stanley moment in that movie is right near the end when he walks past even something. He's like, a sailboat. And Ethan just loses. You dumb bastard! It's not a schooner. It's a sailboat. Schooner
But
is a
next up we've got Mallrats versus
Ooh.
Jane Silent Bob reboot. Rachel.
I mean, it has all of the heart. Mallrats is endlessly watchable and quotable, and I think that Reboot will get there in the quotable aspect. But there's something beautiful and wonderful about Reboot that I mean, granted, Mallrats has the best Stan Lee cameo of all time, and I'm pretty sure it started the Stan Lee cameo trend. But Reboot is my vote.
Doug.
This movie has way more heart than it should. Reboot.
Yeah, I love Mallrats, but I'm going Reboot. Matt.
Hey, they love me here. Hey, Doug, Brody. Hey, these should be bagged and boarded. I would have went Mallrats, and it's not even close.
That's fair.
Like,
We've
you guys
got-
don't understand that, like, Brody Bruce, like, when I saw that when I was a sophomore in high school, it was like, oh my god, there's someone like me, and he's actually kind of cool. Like, that Jason Lee, I will forever thank for that depiction of that character. Just like, oh my god, it's fine to be me.
And talking about but we've got Chasing Amy versus Dogma. Doug.
Do you have to even ask? My favorite movie, Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm going Dogma as well. Matt.
Chasing Amy.
Damn it.
There's a
Rachel.
right answer here. There's a right answer
No,
here, Rachel.
no, there is a less right answer. There is no right answer because they're both cinematic treasures.
I like how when it comes down to Doug's favorite, there's a right answer, but Chasing Amy is my favorite. So maybe I could say there is a right answer, Doug, and you chose wrong.
Mine gave views on religion that people were afraid to talk about.
Mine gave views on gay people at a time period when it was not very nice to talk about.
Okay, I think I've made my decision. I'm literally basing this solely on Ben Affleck performance, because everything else is amazing, and I think that that's what's going to break me. And I think because his monologue in one of these just stands out as like, Jesus, this makes him such a great actor. I have to go Chasing Amy.
Is it the one in the car?
The monologue in the car,
Yep.
when he's like expressing his love for her, it's so sad and wonderful, and her reaction, it's such a perfect movie, and I love it dearly.
So
And
it
this
does mean
hurts my
Chasing
soul.
Amy is the highest
And then
seed. So
it's not only just the monologue, it's after she runs out, it's the button where he goes, something I said.
Yeah,
He's so good in that
means
movie. Oh my god.
It's just
Jane,
and then when she runs back, oh, it's so beautiful and
yeah, well, because
heartbreaking.
she tells him, it's like period of adjustment. I'm fucking good. That's who I. And he walks back so defeated. And then, oh my, I want to watch Chasing Amy now.
I know,
I'll do that
right?
after this,
Okay.
which means we have Jane Silent Bob reboot versus Chasing Amy.
This hurts my heart so bad.
This one is actually easy for me. It's reboot. I like Chasing Amy, but it's really low on my tier of my favorite Kevin Smiths. Matt.
it's Chasing Amy.
Rachel.
I mean, it's one of those, like, without Chasing Amy, you don't get one of the most amazing scenes in Reboot. Because, like, I legit, squealed like a Japanese schoolgirl when I heard Joey Lawrence's voice. Like, as soon as I heard her, I was like, oh my god! She's back! Like, I legit freaked out. I mean, I was seeing it with Kevin Smith fans, so, like, everybody was freaking out, but, like, I lost my effing mind. I'm gonna go... I, like, want to skip so bad so I can think more about this.
I can leave you and see what Will says while you think.
Because then it's going to come down to me regardless, and it's going to be like the worst feeling ever. I'm going to go Chasing Amy.
Doug.
This movie has way too much heart than it should.
I knew you were going to do it, which is why I left it up to you.
I had it on my board before everybody started answering.
I know.
It does mean that the winner by default is the highest seed, and which is Chasing Amy.
Wow, this is
Wait, Chasing Amy's the higher one?
Yeah, it's two.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Chasing Amy is 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. Reboot is 66 last time.
I mean, can we just count it as a tie?
One,
because,
too
like,
low for both of
movies are
those.
I mean, we can
but-
keep it as a tie, but
Epic.
I'm just doing
Also-
that because
This is the first time that one of my favorites has actually won one of these brackets. Normally they lose.
I mean, most of the movies that I love are just like terrible, terrible movies.
Have you seen
In the eyes of
second
others,
one?
but like, what?
Big old show about that.
Oh yeah. No,
Which I did
it's,
Clerks as an episode on actually. Long ago.
can we just enjoy the
Um,
fact that we all love Kevin Smith so fucking much that this was all like, after the first round, it was very hard because first round was like T-balling it out of the park.
yeah.
Here he is in Huntington, and I was in the front row.
Did you know that I had tickets, like really, really good tickets to the reboot show in LA? and I wasn't able to go because that was the closing night of John Leguizamo's
Here's my
show, and
ticket.
I was in El Paso instead.
Reboot
hate you.
Roadshow. Here's my
So
ticket.
fucking much. So much.
But yeah, I'm deciding what to do for closing thoughts, but it's one of those ones like Kevin Smith has done a lot, especially when it comes to in the geek realm too. Because aside from movies, he's also done like episodes of Supergirl, The Flash, bunch of other things, and he's just all over the place. And actually, I might do this as a transition because he's also got his own podcast. But
Multiple.
but yeah, Matt, what are some of your favorite things that he's like may have done on his podcast?
Oh, my favorite things, it's Hollywood Babylon, and it's not, and I love Fat Man on Batman, which is now Fat Man Beyond, and Wake and Bake, because I'm a subscriber to that Kevin Smith Club. I think it's really fun, and I loved when he did the Smodcast morning show with his wife Jen. That was such a great show, but like Ralph Garman and him just have I listen to that podcast so much. I used to listen to it on the train going to college. I now listen to it when I'm at work, and we're out of the office, but like I would listen to it in the office and I would just be dying laughing. And the worst part is it would not be appropriate for me to like tell my coworkers what I'm laughing at. Like I can't be like Liam Neeson's cock is so big that when he gets morning wood, Cirque du Soleil performs under it, or I cannot. My dad, we were literally looking for a movie for my parents to watch, and Anne Heche was in it, and I could not go, Anne Heche's butthole, let's all go inside. Like it's just so hilarious, and they have such great banter. And I love like when Kevin's like gets really high and Ralph just can't deal with him. Like those are the episodes I love the most. And it's Hollywood Babylon, and it's not even close. And Kevin said at the end of the reboot roadshow that was at the one near my town, he said that, of course, this was all pre-COVID, but he's going to do Hollywood Babylon from that theater, and I cannot wait. And I will do what I can because, like, to meet him and Ralph Garman together, because, like, Ralph Garman's one of my favorite people in this whole space. Like, I think Ralph Garman, like, everyone loves Kevin, knows Kevin, but, like, more people need to know who Ralph Garman is, because like he's like the freaking funniest dude in the world. Like
also before I go to Rachel, if you can get this hashtag trending, tweet it to Kevin Smith if you must.
That is a long ass hashtag.
I'm not sure if that might be more than 140 characters there, Malcolm.
Probably. Well, hasn't Twitter expanded to over 200? But
I don't know.
But anyway, Rachel, what is
they still don't have an edit button?
His podcast.
I love the relationship that he has with Mark Bernardin as well. I just really enjoy all of the shows they do at Scum and Villainy. I mean, they're still doing them, and there's just like this massive like 2-inch thick plexiglass wall between them, and they're like still standing like shoulder to shoulder and cracking jokes. And it's just, I mean, anything Kevin does, I will obviously like. I don't think that he's ever done anything that I've watched that I was like, well, that was stupid. Like that was a terrible waste of time. Like it will never happen. I don't think it will ever happen. I will watch him until he stops producing and putting things out. I just know that he does so much good. Like I love the podcast that he has with Harley, the vegan. I can't pronounce that second word, but like as a fellow vegan, like it's super entertaining. And I love the fact that like he doesn't treat veganism as like a holier than thou escapade that other people think that we treat ourselves. Like we don't think of ourselves as holier than thou, or at least I don't. But like it's really wonderful, and I love that he puts Harley in everything, and how great he works with her, and then with Austin, her boyfriend, and like all that stuff he did for ABC. I think it was with ABC. I kept
TBS.
binging. But also something that nobody really talks about is, did you guys see the trailer for Holly, or the pilot for Hollyweed?
I was about to say, what happened to Hollyweed?
I know
want that to be your
it
show.
didn't get the funding or picked up or something, and it makes me so sad because like I want to know the rest of the story. Like, tell me the rest of that. Tell me the rest of tell me what happens to everybody. I was so invested when I saw it at Comic-Con, and it was so good.
It's like what I feel like the people who watched Firefly before Serenity came out, they're just like, what happens?
You and I are going to talk about that at great length one day.
Are we? Are we gonna?
Oh, yeah. I have a. Talk to me when you got a Firefly tattoo. Because
I just have Captain.
It's just the ship across your chest. I would have mad respect for that. By the way,
It's just Nathan Fillion right across his chest.
Oh my god! Yes,
it's right.
That.
Talking about Harley Quinn Smith. What is the name of the movie that Harley Quinn Smith was in, which also stars Schmodown star Brendan Meyer?
It's true. Yeah, he speaks very highly of her, and like it's just the sweetest.
I don't know what movie is that.
I didn't actually know either. It's called All These Small Moments. That came out in 2018.
It was an indie.
Yeah. It also stars Molly Ringwald, is probably the only one I recognize.
Oh, Molly Ringwald! I really liked your article about how the Breakfast Club is actually problematic.
What?
No one. No, right, never mind. No one here watches pretty much it. Okay, never mind. Molly Ringwald wrote an article about how the Breakfast Club is like problematic 30 years later.
I mean, it's one of those
everything is problematic 30 years later. I'm problematic 30 years after my birth.
Pretty much shit joke because whenever Molly Ringwald pops up in a movie, Eric is always like, "Hey, Molly Ringwald, I really loved how your article on the Breakfast Club being problematic. It was great."
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like it's like there's a lot of these shows that we all enjoy. It's like, oh yeah, it's like if you watch it now, it's like, of course everything's going to be problematic if it's.
Guys, it was a joke. We don't need to get into how films from the 80s are problematic.
Oh no, I want to get into because I've gotten into rewatching Friends. A lot of the jokes they make on Friends will not fly now.
They are so
they weren't funny back then. They're still not funny now.
Sweet Jesus.
Friends is overrated.
I mean, at the time it was funny, but I mean, even if you go back and look at the original seasons of Will and Grace, you're like, wow, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, this conversation certainly changed. Doug is a huge Friends and Will and Grace fan. He is not having it for this conversation.
but anyway,
I like the better Friends,
which is
Scrubs.
Oh wait, what?
I like Scrubs more than like Friends.
No, I do too. I just when did Scrubs come out? Because were those like competitors?
2000.
Actually, I was going to say this then, but yeah, Rachel just put in the chat. Unfortunately, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away today. Was it right?
2 hours ago, guys.
I heard about that.
And apparently McConnell is already like looking to take over her seat. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm about ready to go to DC and prevent a few people from breathing any further.
For a second, I thought Rachel was about to say that she's going to go to DC to run for the seat herself.
No,
but
Malcolm's like, I don't understand American politics. So you three.
No, I understand. I had to go run. Literally,
it's one of those. But Doug, what do you think of this breaking news that we just got?
2020, guys. This goddamn shit show of a year. I don't know. I'm just so fed up with this year. I just really am. I just want this year over.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2020 is like it's like a dildo made of sandpaper. that you have to use.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Like,
Um.
I actually just my best friend was texting me, which is why I commented about it, and I was like, "I will burn him to the ground." She goes, "I'll light your Molotov." That's why we're best friends. Just
But yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but
she is a
Supreme Court justice. She was a super leader of the women's rights movement. Like she's badass incarnate.
she was our Obi-Wan Kenobi for females, and
I mean, I was going to sort of transition there. I know who she is because of the documentary and the biopic that was released a few years ago. It's one of those ones like I'm glad because after reading it, I'm kind of glad it was. I mean, it's. I do not know where I'm going to go with this. I'm just trying. I'm kind of glad it wasn't because of COVID that she died. That it was just like a cancer. I mean, well, I'm not glad that she died. Full stop. But I'm just kind of glad it wasn't going to be a stat that's going to be the COVID column, regardless. But it is sad that she is gone. But like she was 80. She was 87. Like I mean, so.
Yeah.
She
had cancer, and she has lived a life and has spent most of her adult life fighting for humanity and for female reproductive rights and all that. So she fought the good fight, and sadly, I'm trying to figure out if what the cause of death was.
The article that I read said it was pancreatic cancer.
It was pancreatic cancer because I remember she was in remission for about a year and a half at least. That's
I mean, as a student of history, she'll, she's already in the books, but she'll definitely be in the books. Like Rachel said, she fought the good fight and leave a legacy behind. What's going to happen now in the Supreme Court? It's going to be
like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Just like give the family time to grieve, give everybody a chance to grieve. Like, let's not. Can we just like actually just observe for a week at least? Let's not go.
Yeah, I mean, even when the Pope dies, they wait for 2 weeks. They give you 2 weeks of mourning before they vote in a new Pope. Like, can't we just like abide by that? Like
about politics, just in general, it's just like this. There's no, because everything's a fucking agenda. I mean, it's just this is what's fucked up. Sadly,
I've stopped. I've stopped trying to understand American politics.
And Malcolm, you don't get to talk in your chancellor who actually listens to scientists.
In your ability to go outside and not die because your entire country's on fire and people are stupid and yelling about not wearing masks to save lives and
it's a shirt, Kevin. 7-Eleven makes you wear.
I don't know. Did you not listen to Donald Trump? Apparently, New Zealand's not a safe place to go because we had a small flare up. Just like,
of what, like 5 people?
Oh no! I mean, it was like one city.
One person. It was like one person's a flare up. Fuck.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of. It was a big cluster, but it was just all in Auckland, the Auckland area. There's no everywhere else in the country had no other cases. It was just in one city. But anyway, I didn't really want to end on a sad note, but that's just the way it happens. But we have reached the end. Doug, where can people find you online?
I don't know. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Not wrong.
But
positivity, guys. No, I honestly, I don't know what to think right now. And I gotta go test for a trivia match. Yay!
But Rachel, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RM Silverstrini. I also have a weekly show on Thursday nights at usually about 6:30 called Movies, Music, and Mayhem, which apparently we're going to be having that on in November. we'll figure that out. I've got some great guests coming up. I've got Andrew Guy this next week, and then the week after, the week before the return of the last few episodes of Supernatural, I actually have an actor from Supernatural. He plays New Doug. I'm very excited. He's a very dear friend of mine. I'm so excited for that. Also Saturdays. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a review show for The Boys on the Gucci net on the is it the Gucci network? I can't remember. The Gucciverse. Thank you. I was like, it's Gucci something. My brain is working apparently. And then so 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, we'll be going through and reviewing episode 5, which will be crazy. Apparently, I still haven't watched the episode. I'm going to do that tonight. So yeah, and then you can find me pretty much everywhere. Just keep an eye on my Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, or Twitter and Instagram, and you'll find me. I'm never far from the
Soon
screen.
to be appearing as a PA on Kevin Smith's next 3 films.
Damn straight.
Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys, as always, can find me online at Kearns_Matthew, MattMovies611 on YouTube, and right here as host of Second Look, and I just announced today, so I will announce it here. You can see more of the details on my Twitter, but the Fandom podcast is in the works. It's coming out pretty soon. The video feed will live here, and there will also be an audio feed just as soon as I figure out how the hell to do that. But it's going to be a great show. To give the log line version of it, it's essentially a show that is going to be covering everything from Star Wars to Batman comics. Just whatever, every week it's going to be me and a guest or multiple guests, essentially just bringing back the term fandom because it's such a negative connotation today. I just want to go back to why do we love Star Wars? What is it that we love? Because we always Twitter, it's always just why we're divided. Oh, not my Luke Skywalker. Oh, Rey was the greatest Star Wars character. Fuck Luke. All these things. I want to talk about why we're all together because we're all fans of it, even if we dislike different things or we like the same things. This is what the show's going to be. I'm really excited to bring to you guys. Keep close to here and Twitter, and you'll hear about when the first episode's coming out. Second Look will still happen. This is going to take precedent, but Second Look, for everyone who has supported me over the 2 years I've been working on that show, thank you. I'm still going to be producing episodes for it, but this is going to take more precedent. But yeah, so yay, I'm a podcaster now.
But yeah, you can find me waiting by my phone for Rachel to invite me to her show as well. But you can also find me on you can also find me on Tape 3 hosting late night. I haven't decided what the topic will be for next week yet. I'm also hosting Rankum on Saturday nights. It's going to be kids' TV show theme songs or theme tunes, whichever you want to go. And there was a lot to good ones out there. You can also find me over on the Full Metal channel, where I host Full Metal Classics on Sundays and Full Metal Random. This week, you'll be seeing Matt on it. It's going to be Power Rangers. And he's taking on Tim Smith and RJ Villarreal. So it should be a really fun match. But yeah, until next time, we're not on Zoom. We're going to zoom on out of here anyway.
There's a million fun women, and they all don't